We met in college while living in the same shared house. The rent was cheap and everyone was broke, so about 15 men and women lived there. It was honestly a hellscape. The house was dirty and poorly maintained, but the people were nice, and I made some really good friends there. One of them was Mike. I didn't feel a romantic connection, so I wasn't interested in him that way. Still, since we lived together and attended the same college, we spent a lot of time together, grew close, and eventually became best friends. Over the next 5 years, we both dated other people and were always comfortable talking openly about our relationships. Mike never behaved inappropriately towards me and never crossed boundaries with his GFS. He was loyal, respectful, and genuinely a good person. That said, there were two moments when he showed romantic interest. When we first met, he flirted with me once, but I didn't reciprocate. Later, after I ended a 2-year relationship, about 4 years into our friendship, he flirted with me once again. This time, I turned him down more firmly. I wasn't unkind, but I wanted to be very clear so there would be no false hope or confusion. That 2-year relationship breakup was very difficult, and I needed a lot of therapy afterward. Honestly, that was the main reason I turned Mike down. I had just come out of a bad relationship, and I didn't want to jump into another one. That wouldn't be smart or healthy. That was over 1 year ago. I have been single for quite some time now, and haven't been casually dating either. I used this time to heal and grow, which brings me to this past week. Mike and I have been talking every day, without fail, for over a year. We talk only through messages and calls, since we now live very far apart. He decided to come visit me. I was really happy about it. I offered for him to stay at my place to save money. I live alone and have space, so I prepared a spare bed for him before he arrived. When he got here, it wasn't awkward at all. We've known each other for 5 years and have been best friends for most of that time. But as New Year's Eve approached, he asked if he could kiss me. This time, I felt like I was in a place in my life where I could trust again. I'd known Mike for years, and I believed he wouldn't hurt me. So I said yes, and we kissed. We're older and more mature now, so the kiss naturally evolved into something more intimate. During the rest of his visit, we shared a very personal and intimate experience. We slept in the same bed, took showers together, watched movies cuddling, and even went to the movies holding each other the entire time. It all felt natural, personal, and cozy. Then his visit ended, and he went back home. I wasn't expecting a full-blown relationship or even a FWB situation. I simply expected us to talk about what had happened and figure out what it meant or where we should go from there. But now, he doesn't reply to my messages anymore. We used to talk every day for hours, and now there's only silence. I've always struggled with my health since I was in my mid-20s. Either way, on my last year of college, I met my husband, who's truly been my rock. He's a good man. He's been through everything, and sometimes I feel like I've put him through everything too. Doctor's visit, treatments, financially expensive, yes, but also on the mind and heart, infertility, you name it. Halfway through 2024, I was given my last diagnosis. I won't say how long or from what, but it's close. I always thought my husband would leave, but he never did. He always supported me in every form. He even sold his late parents' property in 2022 to pay for most of my expenses. I love him. I want him to be happy. In the beginning of the end, I thought my husband was having an affair with no real reason other than it's what should happen. Men mostly cheat on their withered wives. It's how it happens. But my husband never took more than an hour or two away from me, every now and then. Always picked up his phone, always left it with the screen up, unlocked. I know every password, every little secret between us. A week before Christmas, I finally discovered her. She does exist. He does have a mistress. She's not much younger than us, I believe, and my husband seems happy. I've never felt displaced or heartbroken by his actions, and as much as I want to tell myself that it's okay because I'm 1 foot out of the door, it does hurt me. I wish he had at least waited, you know? I mean, it won't take me long. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be brave. I don't have anyone to talk about this with. I don't want his reputation tarnished. In the end, he loves me too, and he has loved me through everything we could have gone through. I hope he's happy. I roughly have 4 months left to live. I try my best not to think about it, but it can be hard not to occasionally stare off into space and have a good cry. Many things I still want to do, many of which I won't be able to do due to my lack of energy. But I'll find a way to enjoy the things that I can do. Things seem a lot more straightforward now. It's weird thinking about how some of my insecurities and social anxiety just disappeared. And even though I still care to some degree, they're not completely gone. It's a lot more subtle now than ever before. The scariest part of this whole thing is just how lonely I feel, despite having my family be there for me. I feel better when I talk to people about regular things. But the moment I'm left alone, that feeling of loneliness is very hard to ignore. Even if it is just for a couple of minutes, it is the loneliest I've ever felt. I feel desperate enough to just follow people around, absolutely everywhere. I don't have many friends who I could regularly hang out with. I do have some lifelong online friends who I have yet to talk to about this. I was planning on just going for it, getting it over with. But I just end up deleting the messages before I send them every time. Something about it hurts too much. I want them to stay the exact same as they always are. I don't want them to suddenly be sad and different all the time because of it. It's crazy to think how effective pretending things are normal can be, which is something my family does, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I was considering just lying and coming up with a fake reason as to why I won't be able to talk to them anymore. But coming up with such a lie is harder than just being honest, so I'm just completely stumped there. I really feel like I'm wasting a lot of valuable time doing nothing. Currently, my biggest issue is just how stupidly hard it can be to do anything but lay in bed and sleep. I still have enough time to do things I want, and every wasted day scares me. But it's so hard to convince myself to start doing those things. I still try my best to have fun with what I can. Been spending quite some time drawing, rewatching some of my favorite movies and cartoons, and playing video games. Not even playing with my online friends, just alone. I don't know why. And it can be pretty disheartening to see just how difficult these things suddenly are. It feels like I'm so much worse at everything. I'm very scared of dying. I never believed in anything before. Who would have thought that this would suddenly turn me religious? Just being desperate enough to think that death might not equal nothingness it's terrifying. And even though every part of me wants to believe in a miracle cure, I know there is none. Really wanted to end this on a more positive note, but I'm not sure what else I could add. I have a lot of things on my mind. I'm just not sure how to express them. Simply writing. This felt very nice, though. Just a way to rant about some silly things on my mind. Hopefully, I wake up tomorrow with a lot more energy and determination and finally start going through that bucket list and enjoy every minute of it.